Over the past few weeks, we got to play the new Fiasco box set. The game takes the book version of Fiasco that has been around for a while, and adds cards to streamline the setup and play of the game. Hello, I'm Jacob from Dragon's Demize, and today, after playing 2 of these scenarios, we're here to talk about 5 things we liked and 1 thing we didn't about Fiasco in a box. The first thing we love about this version of Fiasco is the cards that have been added to the game. There are 48 cards in each of the playsets with multiple uses, allowing for a lot of replayability. The playset cards have the locations, the relationships, objects, and needs on one side of the card, and the back has the names for each player to choose from. The engine cards, which are playset agnostic, also have multiple uses, and the positive and negative outcome cards have values and the tilt on the back. This leads us to the second part of the game that we think is really well done, and that is that the cards make setup extremely simple and a lot more fun. You start by establishing the relationship between different players at the table by playing one of your relationship cards between any pair of players. Once the relationships are established, a second card is played between each of the players. This can be either a location, a need, or an object card. These add flavor and motives to the scene, which connect the characters and give the players great points to start off of, and can be really funny. One of my favorite combinations was when the corrupt official relationship was fleshed out with the mink farm object in the Main Street scenario. This brought us Sheriff Megan Peggy Dort, who approved a permit of the mink farm run by Brenda Gonzalez in exchange for promised kickbacks. And this in turn set us up for an amazing round of Fiasco. The tilt mechanic that occurs between the 2 acts is really well done. The cards that are given to the players with positive and negative outcomes have tilts on the back of them. When the first act ends and the scores are calculated, the players with the highest positive and negative score get to choose a tilt that will be in effect for the rest of the game. These tilts range in severity and open-endedness from something like guilt, someone panics, to death after an unpleasant struggle. Having 6 to 10 of these to choose from after Act 1 lets the players pick what works best for the narrative that they are creating. Just like the original, Fiasco in a Box is a cooperative storytelling experience. It has retained the fun, semi-structured atmosphere that gives players just enough framework to build a unique story each time. In our games, whether it was trying to scheme our way out of debt by perfecting a mink burger recipe, or figuring out how to plan a party for a coworker while stealing their limelight, the structure of the game enabled great stories. And of course, it all ends with a titular fiasco. Anything can happen, from the mink farm going up in flames to the vice president being pushed off a party yacht into the water by the accounting director. The improvisational atmosphere of the games makes for an unforgettable experience. One of the things that I'm most excited about is that when this game comes out, there are going to be a lot of different playsets. The base game comes with 3 different ones: Dragon Slayers, Poppleton Mall, and Tales from Suburbia. Each of these has a very different theme and setting, letting you play however you want. There are also 4 other expansion packs, each adding 2 scenarios that look to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to the Teen Angst expansion pack in particular, as it includes the Fiasco High and Camp Death playsets, which could lead to some extremely interesting stories. That all being said, there's one thing that we didn't really like and hope is improved in the final version. The rules for a game like Fiasco are supposed to be quite vague to encourage storytelling and improvisation, but I think that they definitely need a bit more explanation than what is given in the rulebook currently. We came upon some mechanical situations that, although resolvable, halted gameplay and the flow. In particular, rules about what to do when you run out of positive or negative event types, what to do in case of ties for the tilt, and some examples of how to incorporate certain kinds of cards in the narrative were missing or not explored in depth. None of these were unresolvable, since it is a storytelling type game where you are working together to have a fun experience. But we would appreciate having some expanded guidance on these things in the final rulebook. Fiasco in a Box is on Kickstarter right now until September 2nd, so definitely go check it out there. As always, we hope you enjoyed this look at the 5 things we liked and 1 thing we didn't about Fiasco in a Box. We'd like to thank our Patreon patrons, Hunter, Casey, Carissa, Meg, and Sam for supporting us. We really appreciate it, and it helps make our videos, podcasts, and Twitch streams possible. If you'd like to check any of those out, you can find all of the links in the description and also on our website, dragonsdemize.com. For more videos like this from Dragon's Demize, be sure to click that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get notified whenever we post new videos.